Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I'm going to check, you already know, check the audio from my phone. And then we're going to go live on IG too. So bear with me 1 second. How's you all's day going? Drop a message in the chat. Let me know. How's your day going? Good. Okay. Audio is good on YouTube. Hey, sister, I hope all is well. You're in the building. Feel free to come and show face if you would like, or we can wait till we go live on IG too.
I'll wait till we go on live.
Okay. Good stuff. Let me set this up so we can go live on What's Good IG. How are you all? What's popping? IG fam, come on in the building, take a seat, enjoy, get comfortable. Today we're talking about the top 3 things every student should do while we're on quarantine. Top 3 things every student should do while we're on quarantine. Okay. I'm going to pin that title on IG. And this conversation is going to be good. So I always tell you all to be proactive and not reactive. And so it's not wise to tell you that and then not give you some tips to do while we're on quarantine. Okay. Awesome. IG people, come on in the building. YouTube people in the building. I'm going to let my sister come say hello to you all. She's been behind the scenes, making sure we address every comment, every concern, every question. So I'll introduce her to you all. One stream is right here, and then the second stream is right there.
Okay.
The mic is right
there. All right. Hello, beautiful people. I'll call you the Dough Hive. I am Danielle's sister. Andrea, excuse my appearance today. It is quarantine time, so I can't be that fly. But I just wanted to say hello and introduce myself for the first time to a lot of you. And I hope you are doing well with, applying for scholarships, as well as, finding your interests, as well as helping out your mom, dad, community, whatever you need to do in order to keep yourself productive during this time of quarantine. So, all right, I'm going to turn it back over to my sister. Have a good one.
Good stuff. Y'all got to meet my sister today. Y'all should feel special. Everyone joining. What's up, Corey? It's everyone in the chat. I hope everyone's day is going well. Let me introduce myself to you all. My name is Danielle Jeffers. I'm the founder of Dough for Degrees, LLC. Dough for Degrees is a scholarship coaching company where I teach students how to earn scholarships to go to college and graduate debt-free. I graduated debt-free from Virginia Tech last year in 2019, having earned more than $200,000 in scholarships. And so I never took out a student loan while I was in school. I never went to the financial aid office to understand how student loans work. I applied for the scholarships and they paid for my college, and then also helped me pay for the other expenses of college because sometimes those refund checks came in handy. And so today I'm going to give you the top 3 things every student should do while we're on quarantine. Now, you all know, we don't know how long quarantine is going to last. It's been estimated. Virginia, the state of Virginia is on lockdown until June 10th. So we're in quarantine for another month and a couple of weeks, even beyond right where we are right now. Georgia has opened back up. I'm not going to comment on that. I'll just say be safe, regardless if you're in quarantine or your state is opening back up. Please be safe. There isn't a vaccine out yet for this virus. So you just want to take the precautionary measures recommended by the CDC and everyone else to make sure you don't spread this disease and you don't contract it. Whatever you do, be proactive and don't be reactive. Be proactive right now. You have more time on your hands than you've had before. You have more time on your hands than you'll probably have when we get back to life as normal. A lot of things will change because of this, because of COVID-19. A lot of educational institutions, corporate America, people will realize that the new wave is virtual communication, virtual conversation, virtual transactions, virtual education. All of that is the new way. Social media isn't going away. It's not going to disappear. No, it's only going to ramp up because it's shown how innovative and how much of it is a necessity right now more than ever before. And so what I encourage you to do is prepare learn and adapt to online education. Venmo, Cash App, all those means of transferring money virtually from your phone or sending money to someone else from your phone will only ramp up because of this COVID-19 crisis. The traditional institutions where you have brick and mortar businesses and Macy's, all these places right now, that, hey, some of them are on the cusp of filing for bankruptcy. So as you're a student, as you're preparing to go into your respective industry, if you're building a business, what have you, make sure you incorporate a great percentage of online services and products in the work you do, because it will not be limited in case this crisis or anything like this ever happens again. It'll open the door for you to be able to serve more people in a better manner and just have a greater impact on society. So that's my biggest recommendation to you. Adapt to this online education system, adapt to online shopping, adapt to online banking, adapt to online business practices, everything like that, because the way we live and the way we function in society will shift due to this crisis. So let's jump into it. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. I'm going to drop a comment on IG and say, feel free to drop any questions you have about scholarships or college in general. Also, there are a couple other things I want to share with you all before we jump into the topic for today. The biggest thing is National College Decision Day is May 1st. So today is April 26th. National College Decision Day is May 1st. What happens on National College Decision Day? That's usually when college decisions are due. Keep in mind, most colleges are saying you don't have to have an SAT or ACT score for the upcoming academic year because they can't even, the SATs and ACTs aren't able, they're not hosting them right now. Schools are shut down. No one's gathering together to take those tests, those standardized tests. So that requirement is now off the table. Now, how does this affect your ability to get into your dream school? Well, if you have the grades, you have the community service hours, you have all those things it requires, you're in a great position to apply and get in. Most applications the deadlines have passed to apply for a school. And now we're coming up on National Decision Day. This is a day when people decide, they make a public announcement. You don't have to, but many people do, in terms of where they're going to college, where they're going to study and what they're going to study. So for me, in 2015, National College Decision Day was May 1. In my school, George Washington High School in Danville, Virginia, we had shirts and we wrote the name of the college we were going to on our shirts. Then we also had an opportunity to stick a picture of the school we were going to on the doors within the building. Also at Governor's School, we did the same thing. So have your own National Decision Day party, have it on IG, have it on YouTube, what have you. Just celebrate yourself. That's the biggest thing, is don't get down in the dumps because you aren't having traditional celebratory moments like graduation, award ceremonies, scholarship award ceremonies, all that stuff right now. Be innovative and just explore and enjoy every moment. A big announcement, Doe for Degrees is going to host a Class of 2020 celebration on May 3rd. So next Sunday at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to go live on both platforms and just celebrate you all. Just enjoy your success, have some conversations. More information about that will be coming soon on my IG page and Doe for Degrees YouTube channel. That's the biggest thing. So y'all stay tuned to that. Before we hop into the topic, is the last announcement. Questions, concerns you have about scholarships. I'm dropping a comment in the YouTube chat. How much concerns you have about scholarships? Okay, so here we go. This is the last announcement. I dropped some new content right before I went live today. The first video was a IG live screen recording of a conversation I had with Dustin Scarborough of Virginia Tech's Student Opportunities and Achievement Resources Office, also known as SOAR, where they provide phenomenal resources and opportunities for minorities at Virginia Tech to be excellent, to succeed and excel outside of the classroom and inside the classroom. And we sat down live on IG on Friday, and we talked about my journey as a student entrepreneur. What did my life will look like in college at Virginia Tech? I'm building a business from my dorm room. I'm majoring in communication. I'm involved outside of the classroom as well, extracurricular activities, all of those things. What did my college experience look like? And so I put that live up. I screen recorded that live, and then I uploaded it to Doe for Degrees YouTube channel. So you can go back and watch that live. There are some great tips and advice in there for anyone who wants to build a business while you're in college. Some strategies I use. The biggest one I kept talking about and reiterating was self-awareness. As a student entrepreneur, your primary job is first to get your degree. You went to school to get a degree. So don't put that on the back burner when you start generating revenue or you get engrossed in a topic or a business endeavor, a business venture you're vested in, you have a vested interest in. Make sure you keep your priorities in order. So maintain great grades, do well in school, be self-aware, manage your time correctly, and then also make sure you build your business from the ground up and you're strategic with it. It's okay to have partners. It's okay to have other investments and things that are consuming your time, but be effective and efficient when building a business. And I learned quite a few lessons while building my business in college. Quickly realized how important it was to automate and innovate so that the company rating didn't go down as we sought to serve more people. That's the biggest thing. All right. So watch that. I also announced I did the intro video for the scholarship sprint on YouTube. We're jumping into that this week. It's been a minute. I've been talking about it. I got slammed, had to catch up with the coronavirus. And so we're getting ready to jump headfirst into that. 23 scholarships for you to apply for it, help you go to college and graduate debt free. My sister dropped a comment on YouTube. She said, topic for today, top 3 things every student should do while we're on quarantine. So let's get into it. What are the top 3 things you should do while you're in the house, basically? How can you get ready for your college semester, the 2020 to 2021 academic year, while you're in the house? Can you have an impact on society? Can you put yourself in a position to finish the school year stronger than you ever had before while you're in the house? Not knowing how long you'll be in the house, but knowing that if you are proactive right now and you take advantage of the time you have, you can set yourself up. So tip number 1, do at least 20 community service hours while you're on quarantine. I think, sister,
I got you.
Okay. Number 1, do at least 20 community service hours while you're on quarantine. Now, if you watched any of my previous YouTube content or you've heard my story, I've often said average at least 5 hours of community service per week. Why 5 hours? Because 5 hours of community service per week at 4 hours a week, that's a month, brings you to a total of about 20 hours per month. It's a great measurement, or it's a great stat compared to the amount of time you spend in the classroom. So let's say on average, every college student takes an average of 15 credits per semester. As a high school student, you average 12 credits per semester or per term. But if you average 5 community service hours per week, 20 hours per month, and let's say the term is 5 months, that's 100 hours of community service for that term. Now, let me break it down to you. 100 hours of community service for one semester in school, and you're taking 15 credits if you're a college student, but you're taking 12 credits if you're a high school student. Keep in mind, that's just the time you spend in the classroom, but you're also going to spend time outside the classroom studying and doing other things. You're going to be busy, but a student who excels in the classroom, a student who has an excellent rapport within the community, and also has a proven track record, has a proven service history of them giving to other people while they're balancing all those things, is known as a well-rounded student. And these scholarship providers, they are serving their community. They're giving back to their community. They're investing in students like you. And so they want to see a reflection of themselves in people who they're going to give the money to. They want to see someone who's investing in their community, who's willing to give back, who's willing to be of service without expecting anything in return. So number 1, do at least 20 community service hours. Now, last week, I talked to you all about the Jay-Z scholarship. Sean Carter, that's right, the rapper, he's offering a scholarship. The scholarship opened April 1st. It closes April 30th. I'll shoot a video, put it out. You don't have a lot of time to apply for it, but hey, it's better to know and try to get it done in the window that you can than not know and then just let it slip past you. And even if you missed the opportunity this year, it's going to come back around next year. It comes back around every year on April 1st. Now, the essay topic question for this year is I'm paraphrasing, but it says, to whom much is given, much is expected. That's the quote that ties in with the prompt. And then it also says, explain how you will fulfill the service requirement for this scholarship of 25 hours. Every student who wins this scholarship has to do 25 hours of community service. Now, it would be the typical approach most students will take. Well, they'll talk about how they've done community service in the past. What's up, Jonna? What's up? They'll talk about how they've done community service in the past. They'll talk about how they're going to do community service to fulfill those service requirements. But how will your story make you different than everyone else? Everyone's going to do community service. It is a requirement for that scholarship, and that's what you have to talk about in the essay prompt. What they're looking for, what they're really, really looking for, is someone who's going to do community service in a way that will inevitably change the world. Now, everyone's different. Your community service at a nursing home isn't any less than or any less important than someone else's who is helping to clean up a garden. Take the weeds out of a garden, out of a community garden, so people can have fresh fruits and fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. That isn't any less important. It's just as important, but it's all about how you tell the story. So instead of just saying, hey, I'm going to do 25 hours of community service in my hometown and help students do X, Y, and Z. No, talk about the long-term impact of that. Talk about how it will change not only just that, the student you're talking to, but how it will change society as a whole. So for instance, let me take you back to one of the scholarship essays I responded to. I said, they asked me, how will I do community service in the future? I said, I'm going to go to college and graduate debt-free. And while I'm in college learning how to earn scholarships to go to college and graduate debt-free, I'll teach other students how to do the same thing. And then when I finish, I'll continue to do that work. Before I incorporated my company, I spent a semester just doing that for free, just helping students. It wasn't even dough for degrees at the time. It was just me serving other students. That was all community service. Now, when it came time for me to tell that story, I could have simply said I just went to the local coffee shop and met with the student and we talked about scholarships for 30 minutes. But no, I talked about the long-term impact and the long-term payoff of this time I spent with that student for 30 minutes. So let's look at it this way. I said the 30 minutes I spent with that student can help them become financially free by the age of 22 and therefore directly give them more, what's the word I'm looking for? You have flexible money in your pocket. Like
discretionary income?
Yes, can give them more discretionary income so they can directly accelerate the growth of the economy. I'll say it again. So instead of just saying, I spent 30 minutes with the students to teach them how to win scholarships at the local on-campus coffee shop, and I hope it has a great payoff. I hope they win the scholarships they need. I could say those 30 minutes can directly impact that student's life by helping them earn scholarships so they can go to college and graduate debt-free by the age of 22, and therefore have more discretionary income in their pocket to accelerate the growth of the economy. Now, let me break that down to you. What I'm showing you is touch points. I touch the student here. It's going to automatically impact them, and therefore they're going to touch society. They're going to touch generational wealth. They have a higher opportunity to obtain generational wealth. They have a higher opportunity to come back to the local community and give back. They have a higher opportunity to start their own foundation or start their own scholarship because they have discretionary income, because they have extra money in their pocket. That money can be put other places instead of having to give it back to Sally Mae at outrageous interest rates. Okay, y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all drop a question or comment if you have one in the chat. Let me know. That's number one. Do at least 20 community service hours. Now, how do you do community service hours in the house? Here we go. First thing first is think about all the things you did when you weren't in the house. You helped your teacher clean up. Maybe you went to an elementary school and you read to them after school. Maybe you helped organize the local basketball tournament. All these different things you did when you weren't in the house. Take those opportunities and transform them into virtual things you can do from social media. Why do I encourage every student to do an activity on social media? Because it's track record, it's time stamped. You can have engagement. People can comment on it. People can share it. The scholarship providers are going to go to your social media pages anyway and look you up. So why wouldn't it be great for them to go there and see evidence and proof of the things you talked about in your scholarship essay? So here are a couple examples of how you can do community service while you're in the house. First thing first, go live on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or what have you and read a book, read an elementary school book, read a chapter book, read something. And it's automatically tracked. It's proven because it's documented on the website. It's documented on the social media platform. Now you just add up your hours. We have a community service log on Dough for Degrees website. Go ahead and check out our April 2018 scholarship newsletter. There's a community service log in that you can use. Let me make sure I spell it right. Okay. For your own community service log. And that's on our website. So you can read a book on IG Live, Instagram Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, whatever you want to call it. Read a book. The second thing, appreciate that, Kev. Second thing you could do is you could organize your own event on IGTV. or Facebook or whatever, YouTube, what have you. If you were in school and you were in the science club and you love science and you all were doing experiments in front of, you all were practicing the experiments you were going to do at a local science show or science fair, what have you, do your own science fair in your house and record it. And instead of you just saying, hey, look at me, I'm doing XYZ. No, teach. Say this is H2O. This is water and this is carbon dioxide or whatever. I don't know. And this is what happens when you mix them together. I hope you learned that if you do XYZ, you get this result. That's another way of community service because now you're voluntarily teaching something to a community, whether it be your IG community, your Facebook community, what have you. So it's a couple examples. Second thing students should do while they're in the house on quarantine. Remember, number one was do at least 20 hours of community service. Y'all drop a question if you have one. Second thing, apply for at least 15 scholarships. Apply for at least 15 scholarships. Remember this, scholarships are a numbers game. You won't win every scholarship you apply for, so it's very important that you apply for more scholarships than you think you need. Apply for at least 15 scholarships. Why would you submit at least 15 scholarships? Well, I always say average 3 scholarship submissions per week. That means there are 4 weeks in a month. If you're averaging 3 per month, 3 per week, you probably submit on average 12 scholarships per month. Okay, so just push it up, average 15, submit at least 15 scholarships while you're in quarantine. Keep in mind, we're in the middle of the sprint on Dough for Degrees YouTube channel, so I'm getting ready to announce 23 scholarship opportunities. And maybe some of those will be some of the 15 that you apply for. If you need any help with applying for scholarships, there is a link to contact me on Dough for Degrees YouTube channel and a link to contact me in the link in my bio on IG. It's the first one. Once you click that link, it says contact Danielle. It's a 10-minute free option, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. You can always leave a comment on one of my videos, DM me, leave a comment on my video on YouTube, or contact me that way. And last but not least, number 3, the third thing you should do while you're in quarantine. Every student should do this while they're in quarantine. Explore at least 2 of your interests. I'll say it again. Explore at least 2 of your interests. Now, what do I mean by that? But when you're in school, you're automatically assigned to certain classes. You have to take a math class. You have to take a science class. You have to take a history class. You have to take an art class. You have to take whatever, home ec. I don't know. You have to take these certain classes. And sometimes you'll spend so much time doing the things you don't really want to do that you never get the time to do the things you want to do. So now that you're in quarantine, knock out the required work, but also make time to do the work that you want to do or study the things you have a genuine interest in. For example, when I was in high school, I had to take all my required 4 core classes, math, science, history, what have you. And then when I got to GW, where I went to high school, I had time to take, I'm trying to remember exactly which class I took my senior year. I don't know. It was something like really laid back, really chill. I can't believe I just forgot. Just that quick.
It's all right. You remember it.
I don't know, but I do remember taking Japanese in high school. I studied Japanese in high school. I didn't have any interest in learning how to speak Japanese fluently, but it was an area that I wanted to explore. It was something I wanted to learn more about. So I took Japanese in high school. Now that you have more time on your hands than you ever had before, because you're not in school physically, but you're probably doing online school, study something new. I encourage you to spend at least an hour studying something new, studying one of your interests every day. Whether it's watching a YouTube video, you're going on Facebook Live, you're doing an experiment, you're talking about it, what have you. Just spend time engrossed in the topic you have a genuine interest in for at least an hour every day. Now, what will happen is this will probably save you a headache in the future. How will it save you a headache in the future? So let's say you only explore the topics that are required of you while you're in school, right? You only spend time studying math, science, history, art, all those things. And you decide to go to college and you just pick the thing that you think will be a good fit for you. You decide you want to study math. And you haven't explored the other things that keep you up late at night, the other things that keep your mind turning. You become a math major. 2 years into your college experience, you realize, I hate math. But now it's time for me to change my major because this is not what I want to do with my degree. I'm 2 years deep into it. I want to study Asian American studies. And the degree requirements, the courses you have to take to get an Asian American studies degree are nowhere close to the course you have to take to get a math degree. So now they tell you, you go to the course office, you go see your advisor in college to change your classes and change your major. They say, hey, in order to graduate in the next 2 years, like you had expected to graduate, complete your degree in 4 years, you will have to take an additional 3 semesters of school. It will cost you approximately $40,000 for an additional 3 semesters. Instead of taking the time to explore Asian American studies when you were in high school, while you were in quarantine, while you had the time, you just did what you thought was best for you. You went to school, and now you have to tack on an additional 3 semesters to your college experience that total approximately $40,000. Just taking time out to just explore your interests can save you a headache in the future and save you money, inevitably putting you in a better position to hopefully graduate from college debt-free. Top 3 things every student should do while they're in quarantine. Number 1, do at least 20 community service hours. Number 2, apply for at least 15 scholarships. And number 3, explore at least 2 of your interests. Okay, that was all I have for y'all. I hope this was helpful. Stay tuned to Dope for Degrees YouTube channel. The 23 scholarships are coming there soon that you can apply for. I hope those are some of the ones that you weave into your 15 scholarships that you knock out while you're on quarantine. While I'm preparing to wrap up, y'all drop any questions, comments, concerns you have. Was this chat live today? Was it good? Was it helpful? Did it give you some ideas? Y'all let me know. Please let me know. I'll give you, while I'm waiting for you all to give me some feedback, some comments, and let me know if this was helpful. I will say this. I'm going to keep doing the lives like this. I'm going to come with a topic every Sunday and label it as such. If you come on IG Live, you know the IG Lives disappear 24 hours after they're up. So it's already pre-recorded. I mean, it's recorded on YouTube. I go live on both platforms, so YouTube can save the recording to the channel, and then you can go back and watch that whenever you want to. What I also will say is on my personal my personal IG page, I'm going to give you some more content about me, some things I'm up to beyond Dope for Degrees. And so for the people who rock with me on the channel, on Dope for Degrees YouTube channel heavily, y'all watch me every single Sunday. Y'all go ahead and make sure you get ready and go ahead and follow me on IG so you can get that content too. My father said, hooray, go for Dope for Degrees, be safe and be wise, learn who you are and what you can do. Way to go, my girls. Appreciate you. Definitely appreciate the feedback and for supporting us. Learning who you are and tapping into your gifts will open up doors for you that you can never imagine. That last tip to explore 2 of your interests is one of the best things you could do right now. Just find out who you are. Be extremely self-aware as a student. The more self-aware you are as a student and adult, the better decisions you'll make, because you'll make things that align with your true essence, who you are at your being, who you are at your core, as opposed to things that you think society tells you should do. I'll be very honest with you. I buck the system all the time. I don't do what society tells me I should do. I don't care what society thinks about what I do. I do what I know is best for me. But to get to that point in life, you have to have a high amount of self-efficacy. You have to believe in yourself a lot. And you also have to be very self-aware and know what's best for you. And be okay with the ups and downs along your journey. Be okay with the hard hits you have to take. Be okay with the low moments, because life is it's a series of ups and downs. It's a series of peaks and valleys. It's not all about the peaks. And valleys don't always mean losses. Life isn't about wins and losses. It's about lessons. And so if you're in the valley, that can mean you're in a trench. That can mean you're working. That can mean you're grinding. I'm in the valley right now. But when I get to the peak, it will be because I took the steps necessary. I put in my hours. I was consistent. I was devoted. And it helped carry me up toward the peak. Then I'll go into another valley. And I have to work myself up and down and through to another peak. But the lessons you learn along your highs and lows is what helps you become the person you're supposed to be. Okay? So, as always, DM me on IG. Contact me on YouTube. That was a question.
I sent a question.
Okay.
It's right under Explore.
Okay. How did exploring your interests help you today? Good question. Good question. My sister asked on YouTube, IG, how did exploring my interests help me today? I had a genuine interest in public speaking at the age of 11. And so my Boys and Girls Club did a great job of fostering my gift, helping me tap into my interests. I got the opportunity to speak for the club on several occasions while also studying in my own time how public speakers perfect their craft, the art of speaking, the art of communication. And what that looked like is I literally spend an hour every day watching a YouTube video about Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, or Martin Luther King Jr., how he crafted his sermons, how he crafted his phenomenal speeches. I would watch presidential speeches. I spent time just absorbing as much information as possible. And then when I was in school, I continued to practice my craft as a high school student. And I was able to speak for my high school, speak for the district, different things like that. And when I was in college, I kept practicing it. And by my sophomore year, I spoke for the president of Virginia Tech. I spoke for Tim Sands. And so when I say explore your interests, I mean put in your hours. It's often said in success books and podcasts and all these things that you have to put in a minimum of 10,000 hours to just crack the surface, to just crack the surface on the things you can do in life. A minimum of 10,000 hours. And I put in my 10,000 hours in speaking, 10,000 plus really. I learned how to speak. I've been practicing the art of speaking since I was 11, 23 now. So it's been 12 years. I will say this, appreciate you, Autumn, much love. Just commit to the process. Many times why most people don't see their success or why they get stuck at a certain place in life is because they won't commit to growth. They want immediate results. But the results are in your lessons. The results are in your knowledge, the new your new strategic approaches to situations and circumstances, the way you overcome obstacles. That's your growth. You will have more internal growth as you go throughout your process, as you go throughout your journey, than you will ever have externally. What people see on the outside, what's known to society, what people think they know about your business and who you are, is not even 2% of who I am. The stuff I let you into on social media, and I tell you in Dope for Degrees, is only a solid 5% of my life. If you watch my lives on IG, mainly on IGs, you get to understand more about me as a person. Appreciate that, Kev. Kev said I'm the GOAT. No, I'm just chilling. I'm cooling, yo. That's you. That's you, Kev. I'm just chilling and cooling. But you don't have to project your growth externally. Keep it internally. Take note. Have a notebook. Write that stuff down. But don't be selfish with it. Because when an opportunity presents itself for you to teach someone else, for you to help guide and lead someone else, say yes. Because your job as someone who's committed to growth is to master whatever you are trying to understand, to master the art of your interest, master whatever it is. Mastery is only given to those who are able to teach. If you can't teach what you know, you haven't mastered it. It should be something that's woven into your DNA. It should come and flow like water. That is evidence of mastery. And so if you're struggling to communicate, it's evidence of growth and understanding, but you haven't mastered it yet. So my ask of you, do your community service hours, apply for your scholarships, and explore your interests. Commit to your growth. Commit to the process. Remember, society won't know half the stuff you went through or you overcame to get where you are today. But it's your job to help teach the next person as they go throughout their journey. I love y'all. That's all I have for y'all. I appreciate everyone tuning in. I appreciate everyone who stuck with me as we did this live. As always, DM me, contact me, reach out. I'm here to support you and help you grow. I love y'all. I'll see you soon. Deuces. Oh, appreciate that, sister.